Appearance on Dion's Daily Dose does not imply endorsement from or by any candidate or guest. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by Dion Bergeron or Dion's Daily Dose are his own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of any guest. Material and information presented is for general information purposes only. The Dion's Daily Dose name in all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owners, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service. If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's Dion's Daily Dose. And this is Dion's Daily Dose presents Face to Face. I am Dion.
And I'm Shawn.
And today we're going to talk about Justice Alito and the little bit of controversy he's been involved in. Here's the thing, right? The left calls it controversy. I call it standing up for what his right is as a Supreme Court justice. The quick rundown. Do you want to?
Sure. Samuel Alito's wife has flags, and one of the flags was used during the January 6th riot, or some would say insurrection. So now they're equating that he supports the January 6th people 100%, and he should have to recuse himself completely for those cases, for
Right,
President Bush
right.
or President Trump and everything.
Yeah. See, number one, I'm just going to say that I'm married. I've been married for years. There is no way that I'm going to tell my wife she can or cannot fly a flag she wants to fly. It's just that simple. And so to say that he should recuse himself because his wife happened to fly a flag that happened to be used. How many flags were there on January 6th? There were all kinds, everything from the American flag to the Don't Tread on Me, the Gadsden, I think it's called, the Don't Tread on Me flag, the Appeal to Heaven, I think it's called.
That's the flag that they're saying that she flew.
There's so many flags. You're bound to fly one if you're conservative. We're not even going to say Republican. If you're conservative and you love this country, you're bound to fly one. Yeah. Like, I guess the dispute, though, allegedly started something in the neighborhood, right? It was a neighborhood dispute. Probably some crazy lefty, which it sounds to me like that's exactly what happened. But we'll get into it and we'll read the story.
I also think that they're just looking for any excuse to get any Republican to be recused from cases.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they will look for any excuse to stack the deck. And the more conservative justices or conservative appointed justices is what we should say, the more of those they can get removed, then the likelier things will go in their favor. And they know that, So that's what we're dealing with here. And once again, it's lawfare. It's attempting to use the law to go after or silence or rule against the other political party, your opponents. And it's disgusting. We've seen it over and over and over. But let's dig into this real quick and share what we've learned about this story. So this is from the wonderful and totally nonpartisan NPR. I hope you guys heard the sarcasm. Justice Alito declines to recuse himself in Jan 6 related cases. They are so lazy they can't even spell January in a headline now. Yay for NPR. Look, it's a nice close-up picture of Justice Samuel Alito, and he said, no, I'm not going to recuse myself from either of the two Jan 6 related cases, including one involving presidential immunity. Here's the story. Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito declined Wednesday to recuse himself from two Jan 6 related cases despite calls to do so after news reports said controversial flags were flown outside his properties. In almost identical letters to Senate and House leaders, Alito wrote that calls from members of Congress for his recusal, quote, do not meet the conditions as set out by the Supreme Court's Code of Ethics, which leaves it up to individual justices to decide on whether to recuse themselves or not. You know, I just want to stop here real quick and say, you know, judge recusal is a thing that the Democrats were wholeheartedly against just a short time ago in Trump's trial. They insisted that judge could be completely impartial, and it wouldn't be because he hated Trump. It would be because he was a judge and because the law was on his side, right?
In recent memory, I only remember like a couple times that a judge actually recused himself, and it was Elena Kagan actually recused herself because she was Obama's Solicitor General for Obamacare. For like a case, it wasn't Obamacare exactly the case, but it was something related to that. Just it was something related. Interesting.
You know what? Good for her, I guess. But
I'm just making the point that Supreme Court justices is very, very rare.
Very rarely do they recuse themselves. Back to this quote article, end quote. The letters followed two New York Times reports that said an upside-down American flag was flown outside the home Alito shares with his wife in Virginia, and that an Appeal to Heaven flag was flown outside the couple's New Jersey vacation home.
Oh, no.
What a scandal. Both flags have been linked to supporters of former President Trump who falsely believe that the 2020 election was stolen. In case you forget, ladies and gentlemen, they swear up and down, falsely believe, conspiracy theory, unproven, debunked. These are all the words they've used, right?
And just because you're a Supreme Court justice doesn't mean that you have to give up your free speech.
Not only that, I want to make it very, very, very clear for those who maybe don't quite fully understand what's going on here. Even if you believe with all of your heart that the election was improper, you have that right to say so in the United States of America.
I agree.
I don't give a shit what the Democrats try to tell you. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, post 2016, we had Hillary Clinton saying the election was stolen. We had prominent Democrats who called Trump an illegitimate president. Excuse my language, but fuck those people. Period. End of story. Back to the article. In the letters, Alito reiterated that it was his wife's decision to fly both flags, adding that neither he nor his wife was aware of the modern political connotations associated with the flags. The flags. Who gives a damn?
Uh-huh.
The Supreme Court, where Alito and his fellow conservatives enjoy a 6-3 now it's called a super majority. Oh my God, is considering two cases related to Jan 6. And yes, I know, the abbreviation for January is JAN period, but it's like this every single time, even in the headline. That's just lazy. You're supposed to be a reporter, at least in the headline or the first line of the article, spell it out. Then if you want to use the abbreviation, fine. These people are a joke. Back to the article. The first relates to Trump's claims of immunity in his federal election interference case. The second is an appeal brought by a man convicted for his role in the Capitol riot. Decisions in the cases are expected this summer.
At least they said riot there.
Yeah, at least they said riot and not that insurrection.
It wasn't an insurrection.
It was not an insurrection. I don't give a damn what side of the aisle you're on. I don't care. That was not an insurrection.
No.
That period, end of story. People don't show up unarmed for an insurrection, you morons. Democratic lawmakers argued that the flags outside Alito's home meant he was unable to be impartial in the cases. Quote, "My wife is fond of flying flags," Alito wrote. "I am not." He said the upside down U.S. flag was in response to a, quote, "very nasty dispute with a neighbor that made his wife," quote, "greatly distressed," end quote. Another quote, "A house on the street displayed a sign attacking her personally, and a man who was living at the house trailed her all the way down the street and berated her in my presence using foul language, including what I regard as the vilest epithet that can be addressed to a woman," Alito wrote.
Wow.
It's just so you know, it's the C word.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's the C word. It was confirmed in another article that I read. Alito wrote that he had asked his wife to take it down once he became aware of it, but she declined for several days. Pausing for a moment, I can understand that and empathize with the man, because even a Supreme Court justice is not above a wife's fury. When she decides she's going to do something, she's going to do it. And I'm going to tell you, you got to pick your battles, ladies and gentlemen. You have to pick your battles, especially with a spouse. You don't want to spend your marital capital on something like this. It's just not worth it. Quote, "My wife is a private citizen and she possesses the same First Amendment rights as every other American,"
Very
he
true.
added. And I agree. The Times reported that a couple in the neighborhood had a dispute with Martha Ann Alito and had at one point called the police because they felt she was harassing them. The couple told the newspaper that their dispute occurred after the flag was taken down. The second flag that has stirred controversy was at the Alito's beach house in New Jersey. It is a flag that dates back to the American Revolution. I'm going to pause here for just a moment so we can repeat that. This flag goes back to the American Revolution. And it bears the legend, quote, "an appeal to heaven," end quote. But in recent times, it has come to be associated with Christian nationalism and the Stop the Steal movement. Oh, no. Alito said in his letter that neither he nor his wife was aware of that association, and that in any event, it is Mrs. Alito who was the flag flyer in the family, erecting flagpoles at both residences and flying a wide array of flags, including flags, quote, "thanking veterans," college flags, flags supporting sports teams, flags of places we visited, seasonal flags, and religious flags.
And that is her right.
That is absolutely her right as an American. It is protected.
She should be able to do a
Speak.
Trump flag if she
Right?
wants.
If she wants to do a Trump 2024, fuck your feelings. She should be able to fly that.
Yeah.
I don't care about crybaby Democrats anti-flags. I'm going to tell you, when I ran for office, if I saw an American flag, it was almost a guarantee it was a Republican. I'm just putting
I
it out
remember
there.
you saying that.
Yeah, and it's funny how that works. Alito acknowledged that the beach home flag may have flown over the couple's vacation home for, quote, "some period of time" in the summer of 2023, but he had no involvement in the decision to fly that flag. Moreover, he observed, "Our vacation home was purchased with money Mrs. Alito inherited from her parents and is titled in her name. It is a place away from Washington where she should be able to relax." A reasonable person who is not motivated by political or ideological considerations or a desire to affect the outcome of Supreme Court cases would conclude that this event, as well as the flag outside the couple's suburban Virginia home, do not meet the applicable standard for recusal, Alito concluded, adding that he is therefore duty-bound to participate in both the Trump immunity case and the case that challenges some of the most serious charges used to prosecute the Jan 6 rioters.
And then they tried to
In
have
article.
John Roberts do something like force.
Oh,
Alito.
yeah. So involved in this controversy, right? Democrat lawmakers,
Dick Durbin.
Democrat lawmakers, Dick Durbin, tried to meet with Chief Justice Roberts, completely like it's not done.
No,
this is not done unless you're meeting with a group of both sides. And that's what Roberts said, because he tried to meet with him. Roberts is like, yeah, that's not happening.
No, there's a separation of powers. That's against the separation of powers.
Precisely. It is improper and it's not done. And Dick Durbin can go F himself. It's just that simple. And isn't Dick Durbin the one who said he went to Vietnam and all of that stuff and it was all lies?
No, that wasn't Durbin.
That's not Durbin. That's somebody else.
I don't think it was Durbin.
Yeah, it's somebody else, but I'm not sure. I can't remember now who it was, but definitely like stolen valor.
I don't want to name names in case I'm wrong, but I think I know who it was.
We'll touch on it later once I have a definitive answer for you, but it's a Democrat. I do know that. Dick Durbin, I forget where he's from, but
Illinois.
Anyway, where's that?
Illinois.
Okay, yeah. So Senator Dick Durbin from Illinois tried to meet with the Chief Justice. He was shut down, and I'm sure that somewhere he's rocking himself to sleep with his pacifier. So it is what it is. You know what I say? I say good on Alito, and more importantly, good on his wife.
It was Senator Blumenthal.
You
were thinking of Blumenthal.
That's who I was thinking of. Right. Blumenthal is a gigantic steaming pile of, I'll let you use your imagination. That's it for this story, but I'm going to tell you, I think things are about to get spicy. I just do. No matter what happens in the next several months, I believe that we are in for a wild time. So keep your head on a swivel, strap up, and ladies and gentlemen,
interesting.
Yes, watch your six. Always watch your six. Take care of your family. We'll see you on the next little outing. God bless you. God bless Indiana. And God bless the United States of America. Have a great day.
If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose. This has been Dion's Daily Dose, hosted by Dion Bergeron. Executive producers, Shawn Holgram and Michael Beebe. Copyright 2024. Dion's Daily Dose, all rights reserved.